And welcome back to Who Would Win. We're almost done with the week of Who Would Wins. This one comes to us from Alotera. I might get the name wrong, sorry. Alotirano G. That's the question. Who win a fight? Jack Spicer from Shaolin Showdown. Technically Shaolin Showdown Chronicles as well, but screw that show. I'm not a big fan of that show. I like the original one better. Versus Syndrome from The Incredibles. Now, Syndrome, they both have some similarities to it, but Syndrome essentially was, his actual name is... Crap, what was his actual name? Full name, Buddy Pine. And he basically was a genius, but a fanboy, Mr. Incredible. After being rejected, he turned to the villainous ways to get revenge on him and all superheroes and became the evil Syndrome. He is has genius intellect and technical and engineering skills. His weapons include his utility gauntlets, which use 0-point energy. I do not know what that is. It's energy of some kind, which allows him to create a field of quantum energy that inhabits the majority of a victim's or inhibits the majority of a victim's body movements. If the victim's skin is exposed, the range of motion of the victim's face is also taken to the minimum. Only their eyes can move, and the ability to speak is also inhibited. The field is moved by his fingers. The triggers are in his gauntlets, like Spider-Man's gauntlets. Left gauntlet also holds a remote control for the Omni Droid. Arrow boots allow him to fly. And they project blue flames. Fire probe allows him to basically check the weather conditions. He has a miniature eye bomb, a small but exceedingly powerful explosive, in his right-hand gauntlet. He has Viper, which is a helicopter-like vehicle, via pods, which are for round open cars with 4 surrounding blades that spin at exceeding high speeds to keep them airborne. Manta jets, energy prisms, and the Omni Droids, which are basically AI droids designed for killing. Syndrome is exceedingly strong, but also egomaniacal megalomaniac. It's easy if you can, because he was defeated, but then he wasn't killed, and then he came back, and then, the shit with Jack went on. And then that scared the living piss out of him. And then he got caught in a jet engine. So, yeah. Ultimately, though, yeah, he's still an exceptionally dangerous foe, given the fact that he is a sociopath. But ultimately, he's also, if you can disarm him, he's got no weapons left. He's smart, but he uses his technology and genius to counteract the fact that he has no powers himself. Jack Spicer, evil genius, is from Shaolin Showdown. If you don't remember Shaolin Showdown, that was Hey, for those of us who remember how fun a show that was? I enjoyed watching that on WB in the morning. But the show essentially was some kids who were monks at technically, one was a monk, the others were training at a monastery. Technically, they're monks, I suppose. They're all monks, but they're not all monks. And Shengon Wu are magical items, and Jack Spicer is one of at least the original series villains. Now, Jack Spicer, I think how old is he? I think he's like... I want to say 15, 16, or 17. He's in that range. He's in his mid-teens. He's kind of not egomaniacal to some degree, but he is kind of like full of himself. He wants to take over the world, but at the same time, he's goofy, he's immature, he's cantankerous, he's whiny. He's also very paranoid, fearful, and neurotic. He does have a fear of confined spaces, but he's not altogether useless. He is still a pretty good tech wizard. He's capable of apparently he's easily one of the top moral minds on the planet, according to this description, able to create hundreds of devices, including a working time machine. So there's that, and a Shengon Wu detector. His most frequently used bots, though, are his Jackbots, which are floating robots equipped with things like saws, machine guns, and other kinds of weapons, lasers, whatever it is. He has figure skating skills as well. Flight, his Helibot was a gift from his grandmother. It's basically a little backpack helicopter. He is actually relatively physically capable, absolutely. But yeah, his real big thing is he has his Jackbots, which certainly are capable, but also easily destroyed. Now, with Jack Spicer, the issue with Jack Spicer, we're talking about Shengon Wu, is what Shengon Wu, because at one point in time he has used basically or had on his person all the Shengon Wu we've ever seen, or all close to all of them. So I can't just give him all of them. But I would say, one, the monkey staff was one that he always had on call. 1 second. I'm gonna see if I can actually find the most commonly used Shingon Wu by Jack Spicer. And that will those, if I can, those will be the ones we'll give him. But the monkey staff was one that he always had. Regularly used. Shingon Wu. Jack Spicer, Shingon Wu. That's okay. Try to see here now if they'll give me. No, not TCG. I don't give a crap about the card game. Trying to see if they'll give me a list of the actual Shingon Wu he actually used. So Shingon Wu. Let's see. Most commonly used by Jack. Shingon Wu. Come on. I mean, I got a giant list of them right here. Like a serious list of them. But I don't know if it'll give me any of the ones that like who used them the most. That's the question. Let me see. If just going, because if I can just remember off the top of my head some of the, I'll give him 2 other ones that I know he's used. I want to try to find the ones that I know he's used the most. Nope. 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 I know he started off with the Mantis Flip Coin. I know he had the Third Arm Sash for a while. The Monkey Staff was one of the main ones he was carrying a lot of the time. Omi had the Over Tsunami, Serpent's Tail. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a list of the ones he used the most often. So for the what it is, we'll go with the ones that I know for a fact he had at least on semi-call some of the time. Where is I remember that Bolt of Lightning one. I can't remember the name of that one, but so we'll give him both the Mantis Flip Coin as well and the Third Arm Sash. So yeah, the Third Arm Sash is down here. So Third Arm Sash acts like a third arm, and the Mantis Flip Coin gives you super jumping power. So add that on a Monkey Staff, which basically gives you monkey-like abilities. Grants use the ability of monkey while slowly turning into one. So which means you basically now he has 5 feet to use in combat. So ultimately, how does the fight break down? Well, let's say I don't know a Shingon Wu is activated, but Syndrome is actually clued in on the energy source of the Shingon Wu, thinking, oh, I can use this to take down Mr. Incredible. But Wuya's there, and Jack's there, and they're like, excuse me, stop, that's mine. So it's and then they go into a fight. Now, immediately, I'm going to say this, Jack's Jackbox can't go up again. Maybe a group of them we take down one Omnidroid, but they ultimately are not very effective. They would not be effective. They're nowhere near as effective over the Omnidroids, because the Omnidroids, it actually took superpowered individuals to take those things out. The monks, the dragons in training, if you will, the main characters, even without superpowers, were able to take down the Jackbots. So they're bot to bot, they're going to be suffering. But Jack's also got a few tricks up his sleeve as well. He can stay in the air, stay out of reach of the Omnidroids. You probably use some like explosives or some of his other techs to just short him out. Eventually, let's say the Omnidroids do get taken out, but Jack's out of Jackbots at this point. Jack goes, Monkey Staff, and just is basically about to attack him, but Cinder's like, no. It's like, kid, look, I've been doing this far longer than you ever have. I've been around the block or so. Now I admire your gumption. I admire any self, and he's monologuing. Meanwhile, Jack's like, I can't move. Jack, do something. It's like, I'm trying. I can't move. Wait a minute. And then the question is, 0 point energy. Does that affect magical items? We never saw it affect magical items. And the 0 point energy, from what I could tell, again, let me reread that just to be sure, is able to create a field of quantum energy that inhibits the majority of a victim's body movement. If the victim's skin is exposed, yeah. However, The third arm sash is not part of his body. It's magical and can move on its own. So, technically speaking, that the third arm sash should theoretically be immune to the effects. Theoretically. So let's hypothetically say it is. So, and then, Jax, because he's got skin spots, he can barely move. Oh, hold on. I actually want to hear. So he's the monologue. He's just like, oh, I'm sorry. I got all tone attention stuff so you can talk. It's like, that's fun. It's like, you come here and say, oh, what's that? What did I say? I wanted to say, third arm sash. And all of a sudden, boom, gets gut punched by the third. Says, oh, what the heck? Francis flip coin, monkey stab. And then starts doing a super flip monkey. And then starts basically monkey kung fu style. And just, boom, 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 boom. And starts, it's like, what the boom, and third arm sash combo. So it's like 5 fists all coming at once. So 5-finger death punch, sure, why not? Hey, you make a reference there. Or 5 fists full, or trying to make a disturbed. I know it's like 10,000 fists. Anyway, so he's beaten up. He is able to steal the gauntlets right off his hands and then just crushes them. Unfortunately, he crushes one of the bombs. Like, hey, don't crush it! Then boom, so the bomb explodes. Jax survived some pretty heavy stuff, so he'd probably be okay. Though it probably hurts. Like, oh, that hurts. You leaning on the step, like, ow, 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 ow. His helicarrier is probably a little messed up, but it could still probably work if he's just tweaking. Oh, I gotta tweak it. Hold on. And then, Syndrome's guy's like, ew, Omnidroid, and then he realizes he doesn't have his gauntlets anymore. It's like, it's like, darn it. It's like, where do you think you're going? Mantis flip coin. And boom, then just boom, smacks Syndrome right in the face and knocks him out. So I would actually see, here's the tech to tech. I will go Syndrome, but it's more than just tech. It's Jack has little magical items on his side, and while he is definitely a more cowardly individual, when push comes to shove in a challenge, he will go the distance if he has to. He's also he can also handle himself pretty well in a fight, as long as he does have some items on call to help him. On his own, he couldn't do it, but to be fair, there's nothing to say Syndrome could either. Syndrome was not a physical fighter. So ultimately, it comes down to the fact, can Jack counteract Syndrome's technology? And because of the way it's described with the third arm sash and the gauntlets, and the way it inhibits the body movements, mind you. The third arm sash is not part of his body, technically speaking. It's on his person, but it's not a part of his body. And because it's magic, I think there's a sound argument to be made that it would not be affected by the 0-point energy field. So he could use that to bypass the gauntlet, use Syndrome's ego against him as well, because he's probably even more egomaniacal, and would see like his son's like, oh, I see so much of why don't you just join me? He could see a lot of himself in Jack probably, which means that he would probably monologue like, Jack, join me, and together, and then Jack would just upset that. So because of the fact that Syndrome is far more egomaniacal, far more likely to let his guard down, and Jack actually has magical items that might be able to supersede the technological items on Syndrome, I am gonna lean surprising. See, I read like this, and I'm like, oh no, Syndrome's gonna be the issue, gonna have a problem here, or the Syndrome's gonna pretty much curb him. But the more I was going through, I'm like, no, Jack might actually stand a legitimate chance. And I came to the decision that no, Jack I think actually wins the majority. Now, the majority isn't that large. I'm probably only going to go 60% to 40% in favor of Jack, because Syndrome is older, so he's had a lot more years to be doing his thing. And he does have better technology as a whole. So the deck could easily overpower Jack's tech. I just think there's a slightly better scenario, a slightly more likely scenario where Jack does win. But let me know what you think, though. Do you think Syndrome curb stomps him? Do you think it's closer or farther than I made it? Put in the comments below. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Superhero, Magic, What If, anything to do on this channel. Put that in the comments below as well. I'll get to that at some point. So I got one more who would win to do tomorrow, a What If, a box office, and then gonna take it easy. I'm not saying I'm not doing videos, but it's pretty much the usual schedule. Should note, by the way, that Monday is the start of October, and with the start of October means my Who Would Wins are getting a bit more seasonal. So get ready for the October Halloween Who Would Wins coming Monday, basically. So that's when the Halloween's going to start, and we ain't going to stop until we hit November. Actually, when is November 1st this year? I think November 1st is a Friday? 1 second. I got a calendar, luckily, on here. So November 1st is a Thursday. So let me see here. I'm just planning out my week accordingly. So actually, yeah, man, I'll get 2 weeks off, and then, yeah, no, I can make that work. I can make that work. All right. So, yeah, that will be the case for the week of Who Wins. I always like the week of Who Wins in October too, because I think I've only done one, but I like it because I get a lot of horror requests, and a lot of those horror-based requests tend to get repeated a lot by different people. So that way it lets me crack out like so many birds with one stone. So it's great. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.